What's good, world? I might be back with another video. I know I took a long break. I'm a working man, hey. I got kids to raise. It's a long day out here trying to get some money. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. What's good, y'all? I might be back with another video. Y'all new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If y'all not new here, make sure you tell somebody to hit that subscribe button. Let me get this cleared up a little bit. What's up, y'all? Let's take a hit for y'all. Let's take a hit for me. Let's take a hit for us. And then we're going to get straight into UFC 314. Let me actually get Joe Rogan and Donald Trump the fuck out of here. So we can talk about what happened. Whatever. Maybe that will kill brand deals for me in the future, but who cares? I live life. Anyways, what's good, world? MIB back. Little quiet. Yeah, get the fuck out of the living room. Get out. Because, like, I'm trying to record a video. You think it's time to scratch up the floor? Get out. Go. That was my cat. Don't mind me. Anyways, MIB back with another one. You already know what we do here. Appreciate y'all. Jumping straight into it. Let's go straight into my nose, into my nose, into my nose. Here we are. I want to do a UFC 314, 314, 315, 3 whatever the fuck reaction. Appreciate y'all again. I know I take a long time to upload. I'm going to get better at it. I'm trying to get better at timing when to record and how long to record so that way I can record and get them out in like a 2 video a day period. Because again, I'm not as big as some people, like, you know, some of the people I watch. I won't say their names yet, but I watch basically everybody that talks UFC. So I'm very informed on what goes on or what's next or what other big people are thinking. And not that I copy them, but I just kind of go off what they're saying. And sometimes they say stupid shit, and sometimes they actually say smart shit. And I agree with it, or I tell you a fan opinion because, again, I am a fan. And I want to always stay the fan opinion. Jumping straight into it. Dominic Reyes versus Nikita Krylov. No, I'm probably saying that wrong, butchered it, whatever, fuck. It was a great fight. I'm not even gonna lie. I bet against Dominic Reyes, and again, of course, Dominic goes out there and he surprises me. That crazy knockout. Everybody keeps comparing it to Conor McGregor, and when he knocked out. And then what do? I butchered the fucking person that Conor McGregor knocks out. This is when he knocked out Brazil. I gotta look it up. Cause I'm that ass. Everybody keeps comparing it to the fact that Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, and he did it in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. But the way he did it and the movement he did it, everybody thinks it's comparable. Anyways, I think it was a great fight. It was surprising. It was everybody thought Nikita was gonna come back from his 2-year layoff and he was gonna actually do something big. Dominic Reyes seemed to put that to a stop and show that ring rust was actually a thing when it comes to certain fighters, and some fighters are actually out here to keep fighting even at a older age. Anyways, that was a great fight. I don't want to talk too long about it because, again, if you've seen the fights, you know, and if you didn't, go watch them because it was a super great fight. It's literally a 2-minute fight, so again, if you missed it, you're just an idiot. Jumping into the next fight. Now, this fight was a great fight. I completely doubted Gene Silva. I'm not even going to lie. I just thought Bryce Mitchell was going to win. I thought he was just too skilled for him. I thought there was going to be nothing that could stop him as far as, like I'm saying, like, all the hype compared to skill wasn't going to stop him. But it turned out that it was reversed. It turned out that all the hype was on Bryce Mitchell and all the skill was really in Gene Silva's favor. And Gene Silva really went out there and he proved that when he got in the ring, not in the ring, when he got in the cage with him. He made it a known fact that he's very skillful, and he's more skillful than a lot of these top contenders that are in the league. I'm very proud of Gene Silva. Again, it doesn't matter if I'm proud of him or not, but as a fan, it was very, it was dope to see. It was dope to see him go out there and put Bryce Mitchell out the way he did in the ninja choke, or however they refer to the choke. And Bryce Mitchell didn't give up. Obviously, he went out like a man. But you don't really get respect for that. Let's be real. You don't get respect for going out like a man. You get respect when you only take W's and then people forget it. And then at the end of the day, they calculate whether you took more L's or any losses over whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, great fight for Gene Silva. I was actually very surprised on how he did it. And the fact that he just kept jumping for that choke, it made me so happy because a lot of fighters do not do that. And it gets me it gets me tight when a lot of fighters do not go for that same choke. Or repetitively go for chokes that are open, even though they're there, because they're trying to save energy. But Gene Silva proved that that's not a thing. He was going to keep going for it no matter what. And the way he did it and how it worked out, it was just perfect. I had to give him that. Give me 1 second. Let's see what I had on here. I'm making sure because I wrote down a couple notes. Alright, I said everything I had to say about Gene Silva. I wanted to make sure I said everything about it because that was a good fight. This fight, I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of people was actually saying Yair was gonna win, so I actually bet on Yair. Which didn't really matter because my parlay got fucked up due to the fact that Dominic Reyes decided to knock this Nikita out in the fashion that he did. So he kind of fucked up my parlay. So thank you, Reyes, for fucking up my parlay. But anyway, Yair, again, it was just way too much for Patricio Pitbull. I mean, Patricio probably thought he was going to go in there and just be too much not be too much, but he just thought he was just better. Or maybe he was just thinking he was just going in there so he can show his talent and show that he could stand in there with them and not get knocked out or whatever. And then maybe he's going to have a better fight next time. I don't know what these fighters be thinking. But I don't know why he would think he was going to go out there with somebody like Yair, which is somebody that's way out of his style of like fighting, and think that he was going to put on a great enough performance to get a fight next to Alex Volkanovski. And I'm saying that from just a fan perspective. Like, it just doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, Yair put on a great fight for this fight. The way he kept the distance and the way he just kept on kicking him and stopping every type of movement that Patricio wanted to make, it really showed that Yair has, like, he's always been great. I don't want to say that he's, like, hasn't been great, but he's just showing that he's just evolving into this. Every skill that he has, he's just putting them at 100%. You know how you can have your attributes in a video game and you can have them at 100? He maybe had them at 90 at before, but now they're starting to get to 99. And you can see maybe he is ready. If anybody's out of that whole night is ready for the next title shot, it's Yair. And if it's not Yair, then Yair should verse Diego Lopes. And one of them should be the contender for the next fight again, obviously after Mozarv, whatever the fuck, fights Alex Volkanovski for the belt. Again, keeping it simple. Don't want to do too much. But that's what I think. Again, great fight by Yair. Super surprising. I can't believe it went the way it did, but I'm actually surprised it did. Obviously we got this one. This is a great fight. As far as the fight goes, Paddy Pimblett was getting thrown around at first, and it was very like I was like, what is he gonna do with it? But the way that Paddy was able to just turn it around and use every single Michael Chandler's flaws against him to eventually come out on top. And then when he caught him with that knee and he started cutting him and then eventually got on top of him and he started battering the shit out of him, that really showed that Paddy was not the level that he used to be, that he's definitely gotten to this whole new level of Pimblett. And he's not Paddy the Batty anymore. He's just Paddy. And Michael Chandler found out the hard way. He thought this was going to be an easy fight for him. Again, I don't know why everybody thinks Michael Chandler is such a great fighter. That exciting shit only gets you so far when you actually want to go out there and win. Paddy Pimblett actually showed the different levels of skill in this. And truthfully, if it wasn't for that knee, obviously the fight could have went a different way. I'm going to be the one to say it. But that's not how the fight happened. And to be honest with you, Michael Chandler was probably gonna win that fight if things didn't go the other way. But once he got hit with those few shots right there, I threw the whole fight into Paddy Pimblett's way. And again, that's what I expected from Paddy. Paddy knew he had to throw those shots in order to get the fight, in order to get the win, in order to get the shit in his direction. And that's exactly what he did. Super proud of him. I'm gonna do another video on like a better what I think of it. But as far as the fight goes, again, Paddy didn't look so good. Then he looked too good. And that's just to sum up what happened on that fight. I'm going to be real with y'all. Now for this fight, for the main event, I was actually kind of super disappointed. For the main event, I was actually super disappointed because it really felt like Diego Lopes went out there and he just didn't want to, like he doesn't fight like an MMA fighter. He fights like he's just a striker. And again, every time a striker goes out there against somebody who's willing to push you up against the cage, kick you, take you to the ground, go for takedowns, it just never works out for them. And I feel like that's exactly what it proves when you're going against somebody with the champion experience that Alex Volkanovski has. And Alex Volkanovski was able to prove that by outstriking him, outlanding him, out-timing him, outliking. And that's what made the championship experience outweigh the battle, and what led to Alex winning the fight. And it was so obvious, and they could just see that Diego's inexperience to take over the rounds and how to take over the rounds is what was his flaws and really in the fight. And Alex took over that, and he was able to prove whatever it was, 0 to fucking 34 or 0 to 17 or some crazy shit. He's one out of fucking all those people that was able to get his belt back and retain it at the age he is. And I'm honestly not surprised. I was wrong when I said Diego Lopes could probably do it. I thought he would be able to outstrike him. Maybe I'll grapple him a little bit just the exchanges and be able to maybe get some kicks in there and pull off the win. But he wasn't thinking like that. He was just thinking in there he could probably get in there and maybe put Alex out. And it was so obvious that that's what he thought. But in real cases, that's just not what was going to go on. Anyways, shout out to, again, you already know, Alex Volkanovski. He came out there, won again, did it again. And what can we really expect other than a great to do what a great does? And that's the Winners Championship belt back. And that's it for this video. I'm going to jump back in straight with another video. That's going to be a breakdown of all the shit I wanted to talk down for the week. And then obviously I'm going to break them down for the week. Appreciate y'all. Check y'all out.